Love full effect, another hour of power. Homies overtime, hour number 2 of the Homies podcast. Freaky Friday, Super Chat Friday, live chat. You steer the conversation, but we got some good topics. But I got to talk to my people tonight first, off the bat. What's cracking, Payday? What's going on with you? You got the Bears up there right now.
Because I'm a Bears fan. What would you expect to be behind me?
That's big facts. I got to give you big facts right off the back for that. That is big facts. B-Dirt, what's up with you, man?
Man. Just enjoying the cold weather.
Yeah, it's freezing. It got me under the weather, getting throat lozenges and having to go see the doctor, all that stuff, man. So, yeah, I know. Hey, Boy Fresh. Yeah, it is. Man, I can't wait till I put my Christmas tree up down here in the basement. But Tate, man, what you over there looking like? What you over there like a CIA agent or something, man? What you doing over there, man?
I'm on my old school NWA, man. Gangsters in black. That's all.
Gangsters in black.
That's right.
In Pay looked at you like there's something else going on. What's going on? Pay, what's going on, man?
Is that a gangster wearing a cardigan?
I didn't say there was anything else going on.
This is a warm-up jacket. This is Adidas, man.
Gangster in a cardigan?
Button-down cardigan sweater getting tucked in like the old people we are, man. Hey, but listen, man, wherever you guys are listening and watching this, man, we appreciate it. We're live on Fans First Sports Network. You're watching us live on YouTube as well. You can catch that on all the different audio platforms. You can listen to it Run Through the Jungle, the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan. Wherever you listen to your audio podcast, you can get this podcast right now. And, fellas, we're going to get to the show. So right off the bat, B-Dirt, we got the pick'em this week. For the week. Talk to me. Let's run down the picks. Let's run down the games, and we'll go from there.
I got a schedule. So B-Dirt, you can just go down the games and.
I'm definitely not going to do that because I've already got them written out.
There you go.
I've already got them in the order that DraftKings had them on their thing. I'm not. No, I got it. And listen, here's the other part that we're not going to go through the schedule. It's not going to be in the order of the way we're in. Normally, I go left and right. Let's go clockwise around the horn. But Tate balked in the first show and said he wanted to do it in the first show. So I wrote them all out for the first show, and now he shuffled it all back up. So we're going to go with the first show order. So Tate's first.
Handle it.
Tate, you got the Panthers plus 13.5 at the Eagles. The over-under is 46. Who you taking?
I'm taking 34-14 Eagles.
Ooh, he's got the Eagles covering. That's a big line. G,
yes, sir.
You get the Browns plus 6.5 at the Steelers.
Give me the Steelers to cover.
Over under 43.5 in that game.
I'll take the over. Take the Steelers to cover, and they're going to score over 43.5.
All right. My game, and this is where you know that I didn't set these up on purpose. The Raiders plus 6.5 at the Bucks. 46.5 over under. Yeah, I trust Baker more than I trust anything going on the offensive side for the Raiders other than Brock Bowers. So I'm going to take the Bucks to cover by they win by more than a touchdown. Hey, you got the Falcons plus 6 at the Vikings. Over under 45.5.
I like the Atlanta Falcons, to keep it closer than the 5.5. Give me the Atlanta cover.
Hey, all right. Peter, we got a super chat, man. Claude Bishop says, man, thank you for the 2, man. I hope this hour is better than the first hour.
Me too, Claude.
It's not Matrix time yet, but it's getting close. Maybe you're close. You're right on the edge. You're right on the edge, Claude.
Hey, Claude, I'm rooting for Penn State tomorrow, man.
Go ahead, I'm rooting for Oregon to cover minus 3.5. Tate.
I'm rooting for the over.
I like that too. Tate, you got the Jets plus 6 at the Dolphins. Over under 45.
Jets plus 6. I can't bet with the Jets in that offense, man. I'm gonna take 2 to have a big game. Tyreek to to have a big game too. I'm going with Dolphins -6.
All right. G, you got the Saints at the Giants. Giants +5. Over-unders 41.
The Trash Adore Bowl. They both trash, man. Give me the Saints. Give me the Saints. The Giants is horrible. They're horrible. And the Saints is horrible too.
Speaking of horrible, my game is the Jags +3 at the Titans. Over-under 40. Oh, Mac Jones against the Mayo Man.
Number 2 defense in the NFL.
The Mayo Man?
Defense.
Yeah. I'm just going to take Titans because they're at home. So a little home cooking. Let's get that done. Hey, you got a pretty interesting game here. Seahawks +3 at the Cards. Over-under 44.5.
Trash.
Ooh.
I like Arizona to. What's the line? 3.5.
3.
Shit. All right. Yeah, I'll take Arizona by 3.
All right, Tate, you got a good one. You got Bills at the Rams. Rams +3.5. Over-under 49.5.
That's me.
That's you.
I'm gonna take the Rams +3.5, man. I think
Oh,
Stafford and Cooper Kupp and Nakua are gonna have big games.
you don't have to talk me into it. I love a good hook. Big G, you got your favorite Chicago Bears +3.5 at the 49ers.
The 49ers is going to win the game.
Are they
And
going to
cover
win
what-
by
they-
more than 3.5?
Absolutely. And
All right.
Christian McCaffrey is on the forever out. He's out for the rest of the year. It's gone. So yeah, they're still going to win.
And
49ers
Mason
gonna win.
is on IR.
Yep. 49ers.
All right, my game here is the Chargers +4 at the Chiefs. Over/under 43. Man, the Chiefs have been keeping everything close and flirting with danger. I think I'm going to take the Chargers +4. If it was 3, I'd have a harder decision. But I'm going to take the Chargers +4 here.
Does Kansas City play the Chargers twice down the stretch? Anybody know?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up to see.
No, they played once already.
They did.
Mm-hmm.
Pay, you got the last game, Monday Night Football. Bengals at the Cowboys. Cowboys +5.5. Over/under 49.5.
I like the over, and I like the Bengals to cover.
All right.
Yeah, I like Cincinnati beat Dallas as well. I like that. That's it, B Dirt?
That is the outro on that one. Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
What's the updated records?
Now, the updated records are, I think Pay still has a couple because he had to go back and re-watch everything. He didn't have them written down. So I think we're probably one more week away from having the updated records. So, yeah.
So, okay, bet. All right. So Tate, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a break. We're going to get it out of the way, pause for the calls, get the quick first commercial break in, and then we're going to come back and talk a little college football because I know this is going to be an interesting subject for everybody. So if you're listening to us on audio, wherever you get your audio podcast, we'll be right back with the Homies Overtime. If you're watching us live on YouTube, just give us a second, and we'll be right back with the Homies Overtime. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back with hour 2 of the Homies. We call it the Homies Overtime on a Freaky Friday, Super Chat Friday. You know how we get out on the overtime. Fellas, we had a grueling week last week in college football, but we are to championship week. Man, the season went by so fast, man. I just can't believe it. So we got the championship games. It started tonight. Boise State is beating the brake shoes off of UNLV. Genty's got 138 yards rushing right now. He's at 23-64. He needs about 300 to catch Barry Sanders. It ain't happening. Not on this one, but it might happen in the playoff. So, but we got championship week. So, who y'all like in the game?
Hey, hold on a second. Before you get in to this week's games, we need to talk about last week's games.
Yeah. Go
You know
ahead.
what I mean?
What game you want to talk about right off the bat? What game you want to talk about, B-Dirt? You call it.
Yeah. What game is so important we got to talk about it 7 days later? I need to know about this.
Probably the Michigan Ohio State game. I'm thinking that's where B-Dirt's headed.
They played last week?
Yeah, they play.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, absolutely. With a big 13-10 loss, and Coach Ryan Day is in a little bit of trouble. So
can you see my screen?
Right there. That screen right there.
The TikTok screen?
Yeah, that's the screen right there.
Oh, this looks familiar.
Can you hear it?
Nope.
Press play.
Listen.
Can't hear nothing.
You're fucking this up, B.
Can't hear nothing. Got to remove it. Can't hear it. No audio.
No audio.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking cash money, but like I said, it is what it is. The game is over. Ohio State lost. I got mad respect for Michigan. They're 6-5. They're going to a bowl game. They got a top 5 or 6 recruiting class, maybe 7 recruiting class for next season. They got a hell of a quarterback coming in there. Got to give them their props. And Coach Day, hey, until you beat them, you got to respect them. So that's where I'm at. And on to the playoffs for the Buckeyes.
That's one thing you can't take away from Michigan is that they won the game. But that game was given.
So listen, here's what I say, Tate. And that video, it's unfortunate. I don't know why the audio is not playing, but it's playing on my side, but not coming through for whatever reason. But Andy P owes me a pound of flesh. That's where I'm really at with you. We need to have that chat because he was smacking his guns more than either you or Sarah, which is hilarious to me because, I mean, they've had some nice players come out of Syracuse, but that program hasn't mattered since Jim Brown was there.
It didn't matter when Carmelo was there. You talking about football though?
Yeah, of course. We're talking about college football,
right?
So my thing, much better basketball school, much better. That game wasn't won. To your point, Tate, that game was lost.
Yeah.
I could not believe what I was watching. Like, it was almost like I was signaling plays to Chip Kelly and he was calling them when they were on when the Buckeyes were on offense. I'm like, the only place that we could stop you was the only place they went.
Facts.
It was wild. 3rd and 8, you run it right up the gut.
Facts.
Two. Yeah, he was scared, and Will Howard playing with a concussion. Ryan Day was coaching not to lose and not to win. That's what he was doing. Your 2 scoring drives outside the last drive where y'all just manhandled Ohio State was 10 yards total.
Yeah. Dude, our quarterback threw for 60 yards and 2 interceptions, and we won the game.
Facts.
Crazy.
That's all facts. But what the deal is, and like I said, all Ohio State fans, all the people that love the Buckeyes, God knows I love them, but you got to respect Michigan. And Ryan Day's in a little bit of trouble. Let's just be honest. Let's just be fair. Let's state facts. He needs a really good run in the college football playoff. I would say at least 2 games he's going to have to win, or there's going to be chatter out of Columbus. Has already chattered that he's going to be removed as the coach.
Okay.
I want him going even if he win the chip. You want him. He don't understand the rivalry. If you brought in somebody like Vrabel or Eddie George or Urban Meyer back, they understand the significance and importance of the rivalry.
Yep. Pay, you gonna play it?
I'm about to drop my hottest take of the year. I don't think Michigan scores a touchdown in this game.
Oh.
Willing to go as far as saying, I don't know if Michigan gets 200 total of offense in Vegas says that Ohio State's going to win by 25.
Ooh.
EPA projected matchup says Ohio State's a 90% favorite to win this game. There is not a single position that Michigan matches up well at.
Will Howard's going to throw for 300 yards. Will Howard's going to throw for 3 touchdown passes. But Will Howard is going to hurt Michigan with his legs. Look out, Michigan, because this one's going to get ugly. Ohio State 42, Michigan 14. And the Buckeyes go back to being the ones.
Let's bet by the line.
Oh, by the line. Oh, dude, yeah.
You giving him 20 and a half, Tate?
Yeah. I think Michigan going to cover.
I don't think either thing's going to happen. But that's a lot of chatter, Pay. That's a lot of chatter. That's a lot of chatter, B-Dirt. Hey, but like I said, I repented. So no more talking crazy. But there's a lot of Buckeye fans that's still pissed off out there, man.
This ain't got nothing to do with me. Just want to make sure y'all know I'm out. I'm outside on this.
No, all he did was help produce because I'm not technically savvy with that stuff. I did get a little assistance. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Hey, Claude Bishop, man, thank you for the 10, man. PSU will play a close first half, and then Oregon's talent and coaching will prevail. Ducks by at least 14. And how concerned are you guys about George Pickens' immaturity? And tell Pay to smile sometimes, fellas. And rebuttal, any questions?
No.
Pay said no, he's not smiling. Okay. Am I worried about George Pickens' immaturity? Well, let me ask Tate. Are you worried about it?
Well, that's the problem right now because he's getting penalties behind and stuff like that. But I think it's just a matter of him growing up. And like Coach Tomlin said, he needs to grow up fast. So I think it's something that'll work itself out. I mean, he's 23 years old. He is childish. He is immature. But
I tell you what, he reminds me a little bit, not in playing style, but in the theatrical part of it. He's a little angrier version of Chad Johnson.
I'll buy that. That's facts. I'll buy it. B-Dirt, so he's saying that PSU is going to cover Oregon.
No, he's not.
And then he said, no, that's what he said. He said PSU will hang close, and
Hang
then Oregon will blow them up.
And then Oregon ends up winning by 14. The line's 3.5. I've got Oregon to cover that as well. I agree with him. I see the game kind of similarly. I think it'll stay close. It'll be physical. There'll be a filling out part of the game. But I think Oregon has playmakers that can make bigger plays, and I think they make a couple big plays, and that's the difference in the game. They win by 2 scores, 10-14.
Claude Bishop, man, thank you for the 2 again, man. He said Big G is wrong again, but there's no shock there. Claude Bishop, how's Penn State? Because just like Michigan's currently owning us, I think we've always owned y'all. So get Penn State up out of here, man. They blessed and fortunate to be in the Big Ten championship game, and they about to get blasted by a real team. So we'll see you tomorrow, Claude.
I'm rooting for Penn State. The thing is, Ohio State lost by 1 to Oregon in their house, and they whooped Penn State in their house too. So, so I know where Ohio State stands as far as on the scale of college football. They still, I mean, they lost, so you got to drop, but they still a top 5 team.
Yeah, they're 6.
In Ohio State, Penn State last 10 matchups, Ohio State has won 9 of 10.
Yeah, little brother, get him out of here. And that's what Ryan, and that speaks volumes because that's what Ryan Day. I could see if it was with Urban Meyer or somebody like that.
The one is against Urban Meyer. The one is against Urban Meyer. The one is against Urban Meyer.
Yeah, I can see Ryan.
So what you're telling me is that. So what you're telling me is that Ohio State does to Penn State what Michigan does to Ohio State.
That's facts over the last 5 years.
I think
let's not.
Ryan Day has a higher winning percentage than Urban Meyer did, though, doesn't he?
I don't think he does, but don't even matter. He don't got a chip and he didn't beat Michigan. Ohio State lost to Michigan one time in 15 years. The Fickle
he's
season.
beat Michigan once.
What?
Hasn't Ryan Day beat him once?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? No,
First year.
Okay, yeah.
And then the next year, Michigan sat out because of COVID because they didn't want to take that L again. So they sat out that year, and they've been winning since.
That's the same year Connor Stallions joined the squad, right?
Yeah, somewhere in there. 2020, 2021 is when Connor Stallions. Hey, Connor Stallions is going to get a statue at Michigan.
He deserves one.
I'm telling you, he's going to get one. They keep talking all this mess about investigation, this and that. Listen, if this Underwood thing turns out to be what it's supposed to be, and this kid turns out what he's supposed to be, Connor Stallions getting a statue at Michigan.
Who is Underwood? The president?
Underwood is the number one quarterback in this year's recruiting class. That's a monster that they just paid $10.5 million for.
My bad. I was talking about. I thought you were talking about House of Cards. My bad.
No, Underwood he really that. He's really that. So, but I got a question to ask the panel. Do you need a top quarterback to win in college football now? Do you got to have one of them dogs? Because we went through years when we had like the Joe Burrows and the Trevor Lawrences and the Justin Fields and the Tuas and the Jalen Hurts and the Calebs. You had dogs everywhere. And now here comes this season, and you're like, man, I don't. So, and the way the college football has shifted with NIL, with all the different things, do you got to have a dog to play quarterback to win a national championship? Pay, I'm going to ask you first, bro. Do you got to have a dog?
Well, the way you just set it out there, after a decade straight of Tuas and Trevor Lawrences, you have these blue chip quarterbacks, and they all won. Well, I mean, maybe you may do need a top line quarterback to win. The defending champion is the Michigan, right? They didn't have a blue chip quarterback, even though he was drafted in the first round. I don't think anybody would call him, put him on the same level as Trevor Lawrence, Tua, and some of the other guys you named.
Because they were a different offense. He was a 5-star recruit.
I mean, there could be reasons for and so on and so forth, but I don't think you put a certain level type of quarterback in a certain type of offense that doesn't, put them on a pedestal, right? Mm-hmm. So I mean, so it can go both ways.
Oh, man, who keep putting up Big G, putting up the comments and taking them down if we didn't even read them?
So it can go both ways. So it can go both ways. I think it's. I would slant your way, G. That is probably necessary nowadays. That you have that stellar quarterback. Look at Texas. If it wasn't for Oregon, they'll be the number one team in the nation, right? And they've got two number one quarterbacks in their respective class. Yeah. So maybe.
Okay. Tate, do you have to have a dog at QB to win it, to actually win it now? Because NIL, this is a brand new venture. NIL is relatively new. You're able to stack up rosters, 85 scholarships. Everybody's getting paid. You got to have a dog to play quarterback.
I don't think Oregon's quarterback is a dog. He's good. He's not a dog. He's not going to the next level, making a huge difference. He's probably more Brock Purdy than he is Sunshine. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's another team. I said Oregon, and let's look at the playoff team. Indiana's quarterback's not a dog, but they're not going to win a championship either, though. Mm-hmm. Who's the top 5 team? Notre Dame's quarterback's not a dog.
Facts.
I mean, so I don't think you need. If you got a good team around it.
Well, how many dogs are there in college football?
I think you need a really good quarterback.
Yeah.
I would say there's only one dog this year, Pray.
And that's Shedeur Sanders, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Cam Ward is close, but I don't know. I'm not 100% sold.
Neither one of them are making the playoffs.
Beck is not a dog.
Cam Ward's a dog that keeps running to the edge of the property line, getting the shot collar go off on him. That's what
at a 12.
He doesn't protect the ball enough. He does makes some ill-advised decisions.
But does he crap in the house? That's the real delineating factor here for me.
Yes, he does.
He brought his teams to several comebacks this year.
I don't think he craps in the house, but I do think he hides behind like the recliner and pees back there every once in a while, and you can't figure it out. Yeah.
All right. Not a good dog. Get him. Get rid of him.
Not a great dog.
No.
Okay. So B-Dirt, do you have to have one? Because now we didn't see with this 2025 class. I mean, they're paying big bread for quarterbacks, man. Big bread.
I don't think you need a Hall of Fame quarterback, but I think you need a Hall of very good. You know what I mean? You got to have a very good quarterback. You can't have average or below average and get it done in this day and age.
Well, see, back in the day when you can do your under the deal tables, you can win with a Ken Dorsey, right? Because you will pay everybody else. You can win with a Ken Dorsey. Now the talent is spread out a lot more because everybody's getting bread from sea to
above board. Yeah.
Sea to shine and sea. Everybody getting that dollar. So are we saying the quarterback is the deciding factor over a bunch of comparatively mid teams?
Yeah, that's my question. Because I think when it's all said and done, the top 3 quarterbacks in this year's college football playoff will be, not in this order, but top 3. Quinn Ewers, Nico out of Tennessee, and Milroe out of Alabama. I think those 3 guys are the top 3 quarterbacks. And I don't think any of those 3 teams can actually win it. I think that they don't have enough. They're missing pieces. So that's why I'm like, man, I don't know if you necessarily need that guy like that anymore, where he just goes out and destroys teams. That's my thinking, bro.
You said Texas can't. You don't think Texas can win it?
I don't think they can. I don't think Texas can.
The best team in the SEC?
Well, we're going to find out tomorrow if they're the best team in the SEC.
True.
We're going to find out tomorrow. So maybe, but I don't know if they can.
Who's your favorite right now to win it?
That's a fine.
Oregon. Still got to ride with Oregon.
What conference is Oregon in nowadays? I can't keep up.
The Big Ten.
Huh.
So I got to ride with Oregon. I think Oregon is the best team, top to bottom. Best team.
I don't know. I kind of like BYU. You know, bring
BYU ain't making a playoff. BYU ain't making the playoffs.
What?
No way. BYU is adios muchachos, my friend.
Well,
no playoff for them.
Go have sex then, virgins.
Hey, Claude Bishop, man, thank you for the $5. Anyone going to the game Sunday? And if so, I'll buy you a beer. And there's a Steelers never lost at the game when me and wifey in the building. So Steelers are never lost. I'm not going to the game, Claude. I won't be in Pittsburgh. Tate, I don't think Tate will be there either. But I don't know about B-Dirt. Maybe. He's right there in Pittsburgh.
Nah.
I might fly in just for a beer.
It's cold.
Feel it. All right, fellas. So we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk a little bit about the NBA.
Hold on. Hold on a second.
Yes, sir.
Claude, are you coming in town from out of town? Because if you're coming in town on like Saturday evening or Saturday night, then we got to talk.
Huh? That's facts. That's the invitation, Claude. So B-Dirt's looking for you, bro. All right, so listen, we're talking NBA now, fellas. All right? Reviewing the records. We know who sits what and where because we talk about it often on all the platforms. But I want to shift it a little bit. I want to see who's the top 5, your current top 5 players in the league. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So, Tate, I'm going to start with you. Who's your top 5 players in the NBA as of today? Don't get the big fine, Tate.
Honorable Tate.
I'm just gonna put the squad together. I got Joker. I got Giannis. I got Shea. I got Donovan Mitchell. And I got LeBron. Still.
Wow. Okay. Top 5. Pay your top 5.
Number 5. I got Luka. Number 5. Top 5 players in the league right now. Number 4. I'm going my man Ant out of Minneapolis, number 3. I'm going to still roll with one of my favorite players in the league right now, SGA Shea out of Oklahoma City, number 2, best player in the league. This is going to ruffle some feathers. Jaylen Brown, defending champs. Jaylen Brown, Finals MVP.
Jaylen Brown is the best player in the league?
Finals MVP.
Wow.
And number 1, Joker, until otherwise it's proven.
You didn't have Giannis on the list? That list is cancel culture. Bye.
You had LeBron in your list.
Yeah. I probably
are these things working? Did he say Jaylen Brown?
He said Jaylen Brown at number 2.
Right. Finals MVP.
Okay.
Wow.
LeBron got a few Finals MVPs.
Okay, like a long time ago. So does Bill Russell.
No.
Hey, he's still a top 10 NBA player.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. I don't think you've been watching LeBron lately. He is not a top 10 player.
He had 3 bad games in a row.
He's averaging 23 points.
You see what he did tonight?
This was going to right now, if the season ended today, which is ridiculous to say, this would be his worst season since his rookie season.
What did he do tonight, B-Dirt?
I didn't see him tonight.
Tate, what did he do tonight? He's checking it right now. Pay, that's a lot to say Jaylen Brown is number 2, though, man.
You would probably want to say.
If you said Jaylen Brown was number 2 on his team, I would agree with you.
Tonight,
I don't think he's number 2 on his team.
39, 10, and 11 tonight.
That's great. That's great for one night. He's not top 5 in the
league. It's a really good night.
Yeah, it's a really good night. Do it again.
B-Dirt, who's your top 5, man? I'm going to come back to you, Pay. Who's your top 5?
At 5, I have the correct Boston Celtic. I have Tatum.
Okay.
Jason Tatum at 5. Number 4, Big G, you're going to love to hear this name at number 4 from me. I got Luka.
Yeah.
At number 3, I got Giannis. At number 2, I got SGA. And at number 1, I got the Joker.
Yeah. I think, B-Dirt, I'm closer to your – matter of fact, I agree with your list 100%. I like Donovan Mitchell. I just –
OLI, about 7 for me.
Yeah.
I struggle with 6, 7, and 8 is real tight with 5. I think 5 through 8 is real tight.
Yeah. I like Donovan Mitchell somewhere, but like you said, between 6 or 7. But he's definitely with an arrow up. But right now, man –
I don't think nobody has a bad list. I think Jaylen Brown's the worst player that any of us named.
Finals MVP.
And
he's not even top 20.
Finals MVP. Yo, he's definitely the top 20.
He might
Finals MVP.
Top 15. But
you think Jaylen Brown's top 15?
Yeah, he's top 15. But for this to be LeBron's worst season, 22 and a half, 8 and 9, 8 rebounds and 9 assists. His worst year in his career.
No one's doubting that LeBron's a GOAT. I said that he's not a top 5 player anymore. That's just because he's 40. He turns 40 tomorrow.
I thought Jaylen Brown
turns 40 and 30.
I thought that Jaylen Brown getting that Finals MVP was the worst Finals MVP.
No, he earned that. He earned that. He was bad. He was the best player on his team.
The worst MVP since Iguodala, in my opinion.
If you watch Boston enough times, like just straight up their games, Jason Tatum gets the hoopla, and he's a fantastic player in his own right. But he takes them out of more games than he wins them. Jaylen Brown's is always steady. Jaylen Brown's will give him the exact same thing.
I agree. Jason
Tatum does it, and
he's steady going right because he can't dribble left.
That's his kryptonite. You're right. And you know what Jason Tatum's kryptonite is? Being 6'11" and doing fadeaways on somebody 6'3".
Agreed.
That's his kryptonite.
When he has bad games, it's because he gets into jump shooting and doesn't attack the rim. You're right.
And
how many years in a row has Tatum been first team All NBA?
I would probably gather 4.
I think 4 times, but not in a row. Not in a row.
Yeah, he's not. No, he's not. Jaylen Brown's not the best player on the Boston Celtics team.
Oh well, he's got a Finals MVP and the Eastern Conference and the Eastern Conference MVP. Two trophies. Two trophies says the best.
Team leaders for the Boston Celtics. Points, Jason Tatum, 28.4. Rebounds, Jason Tatum, 8.6. Assists, Jason Tatum, 5.6. Steals, Jason Tatum, 1.3.
He's the best player on their team.
Be there.
Not in the playoffs. Not when it counts.
You have to blast his take like that with facts.
These are facts. When they needed to win, their best player was Jaylen Brown. That's a fact.
Iggy was the best player when they won it, but Steph Curry was the best player on that team.
Well, I didn't say Iguodala was a top 5 player either, though. That's not the point.
But I'm saying,
the point I'm making is that Jaylen Brown's the best player on that team. Not Iguodala was being the best player on that team. That's something totally different. That's a different team. Right. 10 years ago.
But you said Finals MVP, so you're
when they needed to win in the finals, Jaylen Brown was the best player of that entire series, and he was the best player of the entire series, the previous series. And I've watched them enough. He is right there neck and neck with Jason Tatum, night in and night out. Man, I'm not taking anything away from Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is a fantastic player. But do I think he's the best player on that team? No, I don't. That team runs on Jaylen Brown.
Hey, Jaylen Brown's not a top 10 player in the league.
Who averaged more points in the finals for the Celtics?
Tatum.
No.
Tatum did. Tatum
averaged 22.
Tatum also shot the ball more, and he shot like 10% worse than Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, but he's not the best player on his team. He's not the best player on his team, so he can't.
I will say it again.
He's not a top 10 player. I say he's not a top 15. You're muted, Tate.
He is. He is to both of those things.
He's not. Tate, you muted.
He is.
I don't know, man. Be there giving hand signals.
I said Jason Tatum led in points, led in rebounds, led in assists in the finals.
And they still gave a trophy to Jaylen Brown.
They gave it to him. You don't think they could have gave it the other way?
No, because Tatum wasn't better than Jaylen Brown throughout that whole series. He outscored Jaylen Brown, I think, one game. The other game, he outscored him two games. Right? One game was a blowout. The other game, he shot like 20 more shots than Jaylen Brown to get those numbers. He was chucking. He does this a lot. He's not the best player.
The old chuck and duck.
I'll be with you on a lot of stuff, man. But to say Jaylen Brown is a top 5, top 10, or top 15 player, there's no way.
I can't make this argument with you if you're going to say, well, he scores more points. Fine. Yes, he scores more points. You know what happens? You know how you got to score more points? Shoot the ball a lot more. Jason Tatum does that.
He has more assists and rebounds and steals, too. He has more assists, rebounds, and steals.
When they need them to do, when they need to do the thing that they need to do, Jaylen Brown's the one making those shots. Jaylen Brown's the one making those defensive stops. Jaylen Brown's their best player. I can't say it enough.
Wow.
Tatum is the one that puts them in bad positions more so than not.
So I'm gonna get us off the subject because I'm gonna lighten the mood here. I got a new idea for a new segment for Tate. Tate he's always running point and he's not getting his own segment. I got a new segment. I want to call it Keep It Poppin'. And I'm here to get a bidding war on the sponsorship. I know you like it. I know you like your popcorn, but I got Boom Chicka Pop here. You can get yours or mine to sponsor the section. So you got to sponsor the segment called Get It Poppin' with Tate. With Tate Boy Fresh. Get it popping with Tate Boy Fresh.
The only thing, B-Dirt, is I didn't eat popcorn before I was dealing with the kidney failure. And now since I got my transplant, I'm back not eating popcorn. It's crazy. I ate Skinny Pop every day, at least every other day for 6.5 years. Now I haven't had any in a month.
You ain't got to say that on air while we're trying to get a sponsorship.
That's not how you get the advertisement.
That's between you and your personal life. We're trying to get sponsorships.
If I endorse a product, man, I got to be a believer in it. Not that I'm not a believer in it. I just don't.
I mean, you ate it every day for 6.5 years.
Hey, we're gonna cut that part out when we send this out. When we send this out to recruit sponsorship. I gotta be honest with you. It's the first time I've had this one. It's pretty good. You gotta check it out.
Tim Lyons called you a quitter, Tate. He said you gave up on it, man. He said you gave up on the skinny pop, man.
Well, I just wasn't a fan of popcorn. And something happened that I became a fan of popcorn for that period of time. Now,
Garrett's popcorn is great.
I got about 5 bags in my cabinet, my cupboard.
Yeah. Well, you either gonna have to eat them up, or expiration date is on deck.
I seen my wife bring one today. They last a while.
Yeah.
I don't think they close the expiration date, but yeah.
Hey, so I got one more question about the NBA, right?
Hey, I want to ask you a question, y'all. Is Jaylen Brown better than Donovan Mitchell?
No, absolutely not. Pay, we're waiting on you.
I didn't say
he
Donovan
put him
Mitchell's
in. He put him in his top 5. I mean, he answered the question already.
Exactly right. I did not put him in my top 5.
He didn't have Donovan Mitchell at number 1, so obviously he didn't think so.
He's Jaylen Brown. I could probably name at least 5 or 6 other guys easily that Jaylen Brown's not better than, man. He's not better.
I thought I had the subject changed. Man.
Yeah, he's not better, man. He's not. I mean, I feel you, man, but he's just not. I understand.
I mean, we can agree to disagree, but I'm right.
Wow. Okay. All right, fellas, we got to take another commercial break. Pause for the cause. If you're watching us live on YouTube, we'll be right back. Wherever you get your audio podcast, Google, Spotify, and or Apple, you're listening to the Homies Overtime on Fans First Sports Network, and we'll be right back to a quick commercial break. And we're back. We paused for the cause. We paid the bills. We got our sponsors, commercials, and all that other stuff in there. I'm sitting back with the homies on Homies Overtime podcast. Had a great debate and great discussion concerning NBA. I just got to know one more quick question about the NBA.
The Lakers lost tonight in overtime to the Hawks. Hawks must be doing something, but Trae Young had 31 points and 20 assists.
Yeah, he's
better than
beating the Lakers and sweeping the Cavs does not make the Hawks a good team. They're not.
They're better than the Bulls.
The Bulls are trash. Thanks.
So I got a question. Pistons?
Yeah,
I thought we were doing a thing.
That's big trash. So, do you guys like year 2 of the tournament? Does it make it like where you want to pay attention to it? And I just want to know your feelings and thoughts about the tournament.
The IST tournament, the in-season tournament for the NBA.
Yeah, IST tournament. So, what's your thoughts on it, Pay?
I liked it in the first year. I mean, we all understand. We contribute to this economy, this sports capitalism that we enjoy. I think we're doing it right now, right? The NBA needed to sell something else to their business partners. I can look behind the curtain. I've seen Wizard of Oz. I know what the game is. They needed to sell something else so they can pay these players, and they sold another product, the in-season tournament sponsored by Emirates. I have no problem with it. Hang another banner. Cool. Make 2. In fact, have 2 champions. Have 2 championship parades. Perfect. One for the end of the season, one for the middle of the season. Doesn't bother me none. It's fine by me. Better basketball. They got a new funky courts out there. Guys young. Well, not the stars, but the rest of the teams out there scrapping to get that bonus money. If you remember last year, the Pacers came in second to the Lakers in the in-season tournament. I think all but 2 players on the Pacers got a check that was more than their season. Well, not more, rather, but a significant bonus to their full season salary. I think it was the last year in Tyrese Halliburton's contract before his max kicked in. I think he was getting paid something like $10 or $12 million, and his bonus was like 7 million, something like that. I don't remember the numbers, but in all, I have no reason to not like it. Basketball, I love basketball.
Tate, so what's your take on the tournament, just overall, last year and this year? What you thinking about the tournament, man?
I thought it was good. It's interesting. I mean, it don't make me watch it any more than I did before because, like, I'm a basketball fan. But it's cool to see the new courts and the upstarts really trying to get involved in the tournament because they know they won't be involved in the playoffs. So, it brings, but you can tell those games are a little more competitive than just a regular season game.
Okay. B-Dirt, your thoughts, man, concerning the tournament, man?
I don't have the bandwidth or care, let's say, for you to come at me with an in-season tournament while football is in full effect. Start it right after Thanksgiving, get a little more buy-in from me. Right now, nah. Nope. It started too soon. I'm out.
Yeah. Wait a minute. You say start after Thanksgiving, so start doing the 30 days of football?
Well, there's like after his championship week, you've got a little window between then the playoffs and like the NFL last couple of seasons. If you get it in that window, I'll listen. But it also drags out a little bit too much for me. But listen, I'm not one of those. I'm not boomers saying, the courts are weird I think that stuff's, listen, I know what it's for, track younger fans and whatnot. And I think it's cool that they're doing it, but it's just not going to get my interest with football in full swing.
Yeah.
Well, the games are typically played on like Tuesdays and Wednesdays. They don't probably put it up against football. I mean, maybe a couple that have been, but not. They don't schedule it like that.
Yeah, and listen, do I fall asleep to the West Coast game on a Tuesday or a Wednesday? Yep.
Yeah.
But then Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nope.
Yeah. I think they're just trying to, and I agree with everybody's statements. I think they're just trying to draw attention to it because college football and professional football have really amped it up, extending the seasons. And at least in my memory, the basketball season really starts Christmas. So, Christmas Day games is where people really start paying attention to basketball. So I'm like, was you just trying to sell a gimmick to get people to pay attention? Or what was it really about? I like the play. I do like the young guys getting exposure because you're going to eventually have to pass the torch in the league from player to player. But I don't know. I think it's just a little bit too early. I agree with you on this one. It's a little bit too early. Start around Christmas. Do a Christmas tournament.
Around Christmas?
I fall asleep to Inside the NBA.
Yeah. Yeah. I've recently done that. It's not. It's just not.
You're helping Charms ratings.
Yeah, not. I personally don't. I just think that, like I said, it's gimmicky. Which leads me to a segue. They killed it as of today, but prior to going in, when we wrote the script, we were going to have the golden bat in baseball. So, B-Dirt, I'm gonna throw it to you, man. I know all of us on the panel love baseball. But I'm going to throw it to you and explain what Major League Baseball was trying to do with this golden bat. Because I just personally feel they were going to ruin baseball. But go ahead, B. They were going to ruin it with the golden bat. What the heck? Go ahead, B-Dirt.
So, I guess this has been talked about for years. But the golden bat, if you guys didn't hear this, is basically the concept where a coach – at some point in time in the game, in any baseball game, can use a golden bat
after the seventh inning.
After the seventh inning, late in the game, where they can take they can hit for somebody basically with someone that's already in the game with no strings attached or whatever. So if you're the Dodgers and Shohei Ohtani is sitting on the bench and your 9-hole hitters coming up with the guys on first and second, you want Shohei to hit, bring him on up.
Even back-to-back bats. Even back-to-back bats. You can go back-to-back.
Yep, and put a pitch runner in. Now, the whole thing is they've made a couple of changes over the past couple of years that have sped up the game, have gotten more younger viewers watching, have gotten more interest in the game. So now they're just throwing a lot more stuff out there. This is a little too far.
Yeah,
that's it. And when it's still going to have that sacred thing with the numbers, right? The records of baseball is what is cherished in baseball. If you start giving guys 150 extra at bats a year, changes all of the records. So I don't think they'll ever get something like that in because of that.
Yeah. Tate, what you think about the golden bat, man? Because it was out there and it was going to happen. And then all of a sudden they pivoted. They was like, nah, I can't do it. What you thinking about that? Do you think it would have actually made baseball where people really wanted to watch it?
Well, people always want to see the best players more. I mean, I could roll with it or roll without it. But, everybody gets their chance to bring up their golden bat whenever they want. So it's not like it's unfair.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's the Reds, they gonna have Ellie De La Cruz bat extra time.
Yeah.
The Dodgers is Shohei. The Yankees is Aaron Judge. Most times who the batter going to be, it's going to be the best player on the team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if everybody can get their best player to get an extra at bat, then you go with it.
Claude Bishop, thank you for the $2. Big G, you were wrong about Bryce Young and Caleb Williams. I don't think so. Neither one of those guys are really that good.
Yeah,
but that's another good.
Everybody been saying how good Caleb been playing since Waldron got fired. He's 600 yards and 5 touchdowns his last 2 games.
Okay.
That's really good, Big G. He's not trash.
What's their record? What's the record? You play for Dubs. You play for Dubs.
Well, is this the same record as the Bengals? Is Joe Burrow trash?
No.
Okay.
No.
Big G is a professional goalpost mover.
You play for Dubs.
Always moving the goalpost.
Always. I just said they got the same record as the Bengals, but you said Joe Burrow's not trash. But Caleb Williams' team is because he plays for a trash team right now.
Joe Burrow's been to a Super Bowl. Joe Burrow's always been in the league MVP conversation. Joe Burrow's a top 3 NFL quarterback. That's why Joe Burrow's not trash.
What was Joe Burrow's record his first year?
5 and whatever. They were
That's
5
not,
and
that's not true. That's
not true. Were 5 and whatever. They were trash.
That's not true.
His rookie year, they was garbage.
That's not true.
Yeah, they was garbage. They was 5 and something. Be there and look it up.
It's not true, Pay.
They was horrible his rookie year.
Before he tore his knee up his rookie year, I do not believe he won 5.
You can't handle the truth.
They was 5 and something Joe Burrow's rookie year, man.
2-7-1.
Yeah, they was garbage. They was horrible. I'm talking about the entire team. They were 5 as a team. They were 5 something. 11 and 1 or whatever it was. They was horrible. They were horrible.
All right, back to baseball. I can't watch these goalposts continue to bounce off your shoulders as you prance around the football field. My idea of the golden bat. So if originally, I'm a baseball purist. I'm not a purist in any other sport as I am with Major League Baseball. I don't know why that is. Maybe so I don't think the game needs any altering. I guess I don't know.
Oh, but I didn't mind the clock.
I didn't think it needed. I didn't think it was a necessity. So that's just my opinion.
It about 25 minutes or half hour off game.
I never thought the games were too long.
The people that needed the clock, the same people that needed fidget spinners.
I agree with that, and depends.
No, that's taking it too far, Pay. Come on now.
Is it? Am I?
Come on, man. ADD or ADHD, yes, because they don't have the patience to sit through a whole game. Come on.
Well, I mean, a lot of us are undiagnosed spectrum kids, but that's neither here nor there. But after I slept on it, I can get behind this idea a little bit. Now, it was never a real discussion as far as being being an idea to bring this up as a new rule change. It was an idea that was floated in a couple of meetings, and it got reported by, was it Ken Rosenthal or okay?
Facts.
It was reported that it has been discussed. I do not believe it was ever a real legit idea that they was actually going to move forward on. But when I got to thinking about it a little bit more, like I can go with this, so you can have one chance to bring up anybody you want, seventh inning or later. This is the offense's response to the closer. The defense could bring in a closer to, shut the door against your best, 1, 2, 3 you got coming up in the ninth or whatever, right? How about this curveball? I can bring up another batter that you weren't even expecting, and it ain't even got to be my best player. My best player could be 0 for 4 at that point. I'm gonna bring up the guy that's 3 for 3. In fact, I'm gonna bring you got in your hard throwing lefty up, and the rules are now that you have to face 3 batters in a row before you can get pulled. All right, I'm going to counter with the lefty right in the middle of that in that sequence. I'm going to mess all this up. You got to see me, putty pal. So there's a way you can play with this. I think that it makes the manager so much more important because he has his thumb on the game a lot more with this type of decision making late in the game.
Mm-hmm. I agree, Pay. I agree in totality. I at first I thought it was gimmicky, but it does make the game a little bit more interesting. And I really do like the fact that you could play that game between, managers deciding on whether or not they bring in a pitcher or what pitcher they bring in, and do you bring another guy up? But I understand baseball purists, man. I get it. Baseball purists, man. I get why they like it. Brother man said Caleb Williams is a rookie, so you're not giving him the benefit of the doubt. No, it's got nothing to do with him being a rookie. He's not the best quarterback in his class. He's not the second best quarterback in his class. And it's to be determined, he's not maybe the third or the fourth best quarterback in his class.
He might not be having the best season for a rookie. He's the best quarterback in the class.
Well, you know what?
No, he's not.
I want to end this conversation. B-Dirt, I know you're looking at the official book on all championships and records in sports from the greatest sports commentator there is. But I need you to play Stat Boy for a second.
Okay.
While we move to the next topic, I need you to look up Jaden Daniels' best 3 games, Bo Nix's best 3 games, Michael Penix's best 3 games, and Caleb Williams' best 3 games. And we're gonna put them all in a hat. We're gonna find out who's playing better. Next topic.
Michael Penix has not played, so you got to throw him out.
He's checked in. So since you said you've said Caleb Williams is probably the 6th best quarterback. So I want to see that.
Penix has not played. Michael Penix has not played. And Drake May and Jane Daniels beat Caleb Williams head up. So get him out of here.
They beat Matt Eberflus head up.
Look how Jane Daniels beat him. He threw a Hail Mary with the Bears defense playing terrible.
What's that count for, Tate?
He lost to Detroit with the coaching terrible.
Okay.
He's
not the best quarterback in his class. He's not the best quarterback in his class.
He will be.
Okay, we'll see. And y'all are down on JJ. Listen, when JJ gets healthy, JJ's gonna be a problem.
Okay, and you know this without him doing anything in the NFL, right?
JJ was a problem at Michigan. He was a problem.
No, he was a problem for Ohio State.
No, he was a problem for the national championship because they won it and they went undefeated. He was a problem for college football.
Problem for Ohio State. And
he played.
You know who else was good in the college? Caleb Williams. He has a Heisman. You know that, right?
Caleb Williams never won more than 9 games. Never.
How many games has USC won this year? How many games has USC won this year?
They're 6-5.
Okay, so they've gotten worse after losing Caleb Williams.
They lost a lot of guys to the NFL.
They lost.
Caleb Williams never won 9 games in college. Caleb Williams is garbage. Matter of fact, Caleb Williams has never won at any level in football.
Fake news.
Caleb Williams has never won at any level in football. He won a district title over in high school.
Not being garbage.
He won a district title over in high school, and he never won in college. And he played at 2 different colleges.
I could have sworn you just
their best
said
record was like 9.
45 seconds ago. 45 seconds ago, you said he's never won at any level of football.
What does he want? Has he been in a playoff?
And then you just said he won in high school.
Season at USC, they went 11-3.
Let's
go to playoff.
So
let's go to playoff.
So
again, you're moving the goalposts. You said he never won more than 9 games.
Caleb Williams is not a winner, y'all. You'll see. Like I said, he's not a winner. He's not that good. I can't wait till we revisit this next year. And they're doing the same thing again, and he's losing again. What's going to be the excuse next year? He's trash. He's not that good of a quarterback. Trust me. The experts recognize it.
Well, I still remember you call
what expert is saying that, G? What expert is saying that?
Listen, depending on who's the coach, he might not be the quarterback.
Oh, wow.
They've done it before. They move off of a quarterback.
Coach is going to go there because he's the quarterback. That's why they say Chicago is the best job.
Cliff Kingsbury wants to go there.
That's
a trash coach.
But he would definitely
Ryan Day wants to go there. That's a trash coach.
Ryan Day is not on the Chuck Bears big board. You can cut that out right now.
You ain't getting Ben Johnson. He's not going to that mess.
He's going to interview for the job.
I heard
he ain't going to that mess.
He's dropping though.
He ain't going to that mess. He's not doing it. You go ahead and take Cliff Kingsbury, and you're gonna be 5 and whatever next year too, because he's a trash coach. He's not that good, y'all.
Hey man, let's move on. Big G's is here for hyperbole, man.
The OC for Jaden Daniels, who you've been hyping, is a trash coach. The OC of Jaden Daniels, who you've been hyping, as a trash coach. Got it.
Cliff Kingsbury's horrible.
Okay, but he's the OC for Jaden Daniels.
Well, he's a horrible coach.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Next topic.
I mean, Paul Warfield, Ohio State, ain't he?
No.
He not?
No. I think Warfield went to
the Ohio State University.
Thank you, B Dirt. Man, I always got to be right all the time.
Nobody's always right on this show. Period. So stop it.
Well, there's definitely a shooting percentage, G.
Nobody's always right. So stop it.
Got him.
All right, so we're to the end of the show, y'all. I don't have any more topics. Y'all got anything y'all want to talk about?
B, where we at with those?
Hey, you're giving me that's way too much homework. Pull 3
way
games.
too much homework. All right,
way too much homework. I'm just pulling Jaden Daniels right now. I mean, top 3 games. It's so hard. Like, do you go by ratings, like his passer rating? What do you want to go by? You want complete game?
Yeah,
I was looking at rushing touchdowns, rushing yards, like all kinds of stuff.
Let's go with the top 3 quarterback ratings and just read off those stats, that stat line. And I'm not a stat guy, but just, but I know G is, so, maybe this will hip him to what's going on.
He's a loser. I don't care about nothing else. He doesn't win.
All right, so let's start at Jaden Daniels. Let's start at Jaden Daniels. His top 3 quarterback ratings:
141.7, 128.8, 114.7.
And he beat Caleb Williams.
And what did he do in each of those games? What was his complete line?
254 yards on 91% completions, 2 touchdowns, no picks.
That was against the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then 128, he was 209 yards, 68% completion, 2 touchdowns, no picks, 35 yards rushing. 114, he was 206 for 3 touchdowns and 1 pick. 114, and then he had 34 yards rushing and a touchdown.
Okay, so what I heard about Jaden Daniels, he had no 300 yards passing. He had 1 3-touchdown game, and one of those games he had a turnover, right?
Yep. He only has 1 300-yard passing game right now.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the next guy, Bo Nix or whomever.
So a 300-yard passing game makes you good?
Oh, no. I was just putting it out there to say so. I'm listening to what I'm saying.
I'm just saying a 300 passing yard game makes you good. No, it doesn't.
300-yard passing game, or a bunch of 300-yard passing games. It's not the end all.
It doesn't make you good.
Just like your team's record does not determine if you're good or not.
So we're just going to go with passing instead of running. There wasn't enough running, and he's one of the best runners right now, and there wasn't enough to do it. So we're going to cut this down. All right, so Bo Nix, top 3 passer rating games. He 145, 124.2, and 117.2. In his 145 game, he against Atlanta, 307 yards passing, 4 tutties, no interceptions. In his 124 game against Carolina, 284, 3 tutties, no interceptions. In his 117 against the Raiders, 206, 2 tutties, and 0 interceptions.
And they won all 3 of those games. They was 3-0 in those games.
The Raiders.
They have a much better defense than the Bears. And offensive
the Bears is a top 5 defense in the league. What do you mean? Whoa. The Bears is a top 5 defense.
I would say they're a more complete defense than the Bears. The Bears are a bad rush defense. The Bears are a great scoring defense, great red zone defense, great pass defense.
The Bears are a top 5 defense in the league.
Not statistically, they're not.
Okay, so now here we go back to stats again. They're a top 5 defense in the league.
They're a very good defense. On paper, I mean, they're a very good defense in general. On the field, right? Yes, but statistically, they're not a top 5 defense. So
and
I wouldn't say that.
Just like you read off, when you read off Jalen Daniels' best 3 games, they went 3-0. When you read off Bo Nix's best 3 games, they went 3-0. Go ahead and read Caleb's off. Read off how many games did they win?
In fantasy, the Bears are number 14 defense. I'm looking at fantasy.
And I'm looking at them. They're not the top 10 in rushing yards or passing yards given up. Rushing yards are not even close.
There goes the top 5 theory.
So they're not even close to top 5.
No, that's what I was saying. They're a good defense, but if you're going to use a number, then you need to be numerically correct. They're not a top 5 defense.
That's the defensive fault. So now it's the defensive fault why Caleb Williams.
No one.
So you went from the offensive coordinator to the head coach to the defense.
We the one said the Bears got a top 5 defense. You just said that.
It's everybody else's fault why Caleb Williams doesn't win. His offensive coordinator sucked. Go get rid of him. Fired the head coach, sucked. Now it's the defense. He's not good. He doesn't win.
Hey, G, you said the Bears
hold up.
Defense. You said Joe Burrow. You said Joe Burrow is a dog, and he won 2 games his rookie year.
Joe Burrow is better. Joe Burrow is a current top 3 NFL quarterback.
Top 3 rating games for Caleb Williams. Top 3 rating games for Caleb Williams. 126, 124, and 103. 126, 304, 2 tutties, 0 interceptions, and a win against Carolina. 124, 226 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, a win against Jacksonville. The only loss was at 103 with 340 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions against the Minnesota Vikings, which might actually be a top 5 defense. Yeah, they might actually be a top 5 defense.
Jacksonville Jaguars and the Carolina Panthers. He beat the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Carolina Panthers.
That's the same 2 out of 3 teams that Bo Nix beat. The other one was the Raiders. Jesus, man.
3-0.
Quit moving the goalposts.
3-0. No, y'all just all on Caleb Williams. I'm telling you, he's not
that good. 3-0 against Jacksonville.
Listen.
He's not that good.
Carolina and Las Vegas instead of Minnesota, who's 10-2.
Caleb has
lost.
Your argument carries no water.
Would have lost.
Bo Nix would have lost. Bo Nix would have lost.
I'm not going to. Bo Nix would have won. He's a winner.
Bo Nix has won 300-yard plus in game this season.
What's Bo Nix's record against Caleb Williams?
They haven't played. Easy answer.
In college, they did, and he beat him twice.
Okay, we're not talking about college football. So
he beat him twice.
Caleb Williams has three. He's not even done his rookie season. He has 3 game-winning drives. 3 fourth-quarter drives already this season. He gave.
They didn't win none of those games.
Stop interrupting me, please.
They didn't win none of the games.
They gave the defense. He had the game. They were in the lead when he gave the game back to the defense against the Commanders with 12 seconds left in the game. That was a game-winning drive that should have went down for a dub. Against the against the Green Bay Packers. He drove them down the field and put them in field goal position to win the game. Against the Detroit Lions, drove them down the field, put them in field goal position to win the game. Against the Minnesota Vikings, drove them down the field twice, scored, put them back in field goal position, hit the field goal to put them into overtime. These are things that he controls. That he does not control them losing the game because of bad coaching and bad defense.
How do the losses
are team stat
matter to Caleb Williams, but don't matter to Joe Burrow, who's a top 3 quarterback now, not his rookie season?
Move the goalpost.
Move it.
Joe Burrow,
move it.
Of course not. His rookie year wasn't a top 3 quarterback.
Okay,
His second year, Joe Burrow was his top 3 quarterback.
Caleb Williams is a rookie.
Caleb Williams is not the best quarterback in his class. He's not. He's just not. Like I said, it's all a wash until the next season. And next season, when he does the same things, I just want y'all to just say, "Gee, you was right. He's not that good."
Caleb Williams hasn't turned the ball over since week 6. So I mean, I think that's pretty good for a rookie quarterback. I think he has the record. In fact, no, he does have the record for most consecutive passes for a rookie without an interception, beating out CJ Stroud, who's famously very careful with the ball. He can't. Again, I just read it out for you.
CJ Stroud was a bum at one time.
According to Big G, yes.
CJ Stroud was a bum his second game of the season as a freshman because I was comparing him to Justin, and that wasn't fair. So
the problem is you need to stop comparing. So the problem is you need to stop comparing people to Justin Fields, who's sitting on the bench right now.
But he's got a 4-2 record. What's your quarterback got? Trash. 4-8.
Same amount of wins, right?
And he don't start, and he's still better. He don't start,
but he's on the bench, and he's going to be somebody else on the bench.
Somebody else next year. Hall of Fame quarterback. He's behind
Hall of Fame is debatable. Hall of Fame is debatable.
I thought. Hold on a second. I thought I heard Hall of Flame.
Hall of Fame quarterback. Russell Wilson.
Afton, thank you so much for A, just breaking this up a little bit, and B, for the $5 super chat. Did you get anyone good on signing day? Oh boy, did we, and oh boy, did they. Ohio State had the 5th ranked signing day, and Michigan had the 6th ranked signing day. So we were neck and neck, about a 0.4 off, according to On3 24/7.
Yeah, 24/7 had 3. It was 3 and 5. On3 had them 5 and 6, like B-Dirt say. That On3 gave them the number 1 ranked quarterback, and 24/7 gave them the number 1 quarterback in Underwood. Ohio State got in one ranking the 2nd best quarterback, and the other ranking the 3rd best quarterback. Yeah, Tavion St. Clair is 2 in one ranking and 3 in the other. And
didn't win Mr. Ohio.
Yeah, because the guy that won it for 60 freaking touchdowns, and they're going to win a state championship.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think they won it today.
Is he out of Moeller?
Yeah, Moeller. I think Moeller won it today.
So they got back-to-back Mr. Ohio's.
Yeah, because Matthews is Mr. Ohio football that went to Michigan running back.
Jordan Marshall.
Yeah, he's a beast. Backup. He's going to be a very good running back in Michigan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Claude Bishop's got a super chat out here. Thank you, Claude, for your support. We appreciate you all the time. A month ago, Big G said that Joe Burrow wasn't top 5.
No way.
I can believe it.
I've been saying Joe Burrow top 5 for almost 2 years.
It was over a month ago, but it wasn't 2 years ago.
Joe Burrow is that guy. He's that guy. He's a top 3. He's better than Lamar. He's better than Lamar.
I'm pretty sure over time I've heard Big G call Joe Burrow trash.
No, I'm not. The only quarterback that's the top 3 that people debate about and go back and forth in is Josh Allen. I ain't really liking Josh Allen like that. I don't think he's a top 3 guy.
It's hard to trust him. You know what I mean? Like
you talking about Josh? You talking about Josh Allen or Big G?
Josh, yes is the answer, Pay. Josh Allen, like I think his ceiling is as high as anybody in the league, but I think his floor is a little lower than some of the other guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. He makes some questionable decisions and whatnot. He got a little bit of that gunslinger.
He hasn't this year.
He's been better this year, but there's still been some games in there.
I'll tell you this about Josh Allen. for the first time ever, he's better than Pat Mahomes.
That's facts. Pat Mahomes, man, has been they. That's a whole nother conversation. They're handing the Chiefs games. They're handing them games. It's ridiculous. So we'll see. And eventually,
they're taking away games from Caleb Williams.
No way.
So
what controversial calls has there been that they took away from Caleb?
Coaching has taken wins away.
No, I'm talking about controversial calls, how the Chiefs have won. That not coaching, controversial calls.
So I was reading Stu Gotts's personal record book here, and this is what you took me away from, Pay, for this argument. Top 5 athletes or entertainers who can note a fish.
Yeah.
Number 5, Greg Norman, the Shark. Number 4, Brandon Bass. Number 3, Tim Salmon. Number 2, Catfish Hunter. And number 1, Mike Trout.
That's a solid list. Solid list. No LLIs?
OLI was Marty Fish. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a good one.
All right, fellas. We're to the end. Y'all got any final thoughts before we get up out of here?
Big G is wrong. That's all I got to say.
I'll just say Big G often moves the goalpost to whatever suits him.
Bring it over here.
Mid conversation at that take.
I got something for you. It ain't got nothing to do with you, Big G.
Mm-hmm.
Football has gotten a lot. Let's call it what it is. Gotten more soft now than it used to be, right? And I understand they're trying to protect the players and the injuries and all that kind of stuff. So I go along with it. Even when there's some weird cause for roughing the passer or whatever there might be, targeting, and that I might not agree with. For the safety, I go along with it. I stopped that at announcers and fans, okay? So before the game, Ohio State and Michigan, they show all the clips of the Ohio State-Michigan, David Boston punching Charles Woodson in the face, the Ohio State written down a flag, people tussling and rough. And it's great. Look at the rivalry. They hate each other, blah, blah, blah. And there's a little pushing and shoving over a flag plant, and someone, Jack Sawyer rips the flag out and takes it, and Jason Avant goes and gets it back, and people are just pushing and shoving. It wasn't really crazy or anything. And everybody clutches their pearls, throws a hissy fit about it. It's terrible. It's okay for these guys to have that battle and have a little bit of an eruption. It's going to happen. It's a very emotional, physical game. The adults in the room that are out there on that field, the coaching staff and the security on stuff, they need to do better. There was no reason when they started spraying pepper spray was way after they should have if they were going to.
Yeah.
The coaching staff not being aware of what's going on or getting over there and breaking some of it up. Crazy. Get your guys, get them back in the locker room, get it over with. But for crying out loud, fans, don't act like this doesn't happen. And it's a violent game. There's Florida State, Miami. You could go all the way back early 2080s. Every decade has these kind of, little pushing and shoving, unless people are swinging helmets at each other or doing something crazy, then go ahead and clutch your pearls. If not, zip it.
Yeah.
End of rant.
Yeah. $100,000 fine
like Myles Garrett.
Yeah. If it falls short of Myles Garrett.
Yeah. It was $100,000 fine for Michigan and Ohio State, which is bananas. And no suspensions. I mean, come on. It's a rivalry. Like you said, B-Dirt. Good fact.
I'd have sent it into the Big Ten commissioner at quarters.
All right, we got a final super chat from Claude Bishop, man. Claude, thank you for the 10. Big G is my dude, no Diddy. But you're too biased, and you don't forget that you said that Kenny Pickett was him. And this hour is way better than the first hour. Pure trash. Happy holidays, everyone. Claude,
that's the wrong emoji, G. Got read it right.
I'm not gonna read that word. Not on live here. I'm not getting banned.
Pure poop. Pure poop.
Yes.
Go ahead. It's been a long time since I said poop, man. I say the other thing.
How about Dookie? Can you go with Dookie?
Yeah, that's a Dookie word.
Or
Okay.
you can just call it a Buckeye.
Ow!
But you ain't in it, right? But you ain't in it.
I'm not in it.
You just worry about the trash bears. You worry about the trash bears, the trash North Carolina Tar Heels.
No, he said it's
and the
first
trash
hour.
Baltimore Ravens.
He
You worry
said the
about
first
the three
hour is pure Ryan Day. I'm not going to say the whole Buckeye thing. Ryan Day, we can agree on.
Okay, we can agree with that.
All right, fellas. Thanks for watching us. We appreciate all the super chats. We thank all the people over there. Without you guys, there would be no us. Thank you for joining us for another week of the Homies Overtime. Hey, get us up out of here, bro.
Release Aaron Rodgers.
Get it popping.